Celebrated journalist and chairman, Ovation Media Group, Chief Dele MOMODU, has referred to the group, Buhari Media Organization, as an association of media vultures who, out of joblessness, have turned themselves into attack dogs. Chief Momodu was reacting to a statement credited to the group, which called him a lackey to the former Minister of Petroleum, Mrs. Diziani ANGRILY, as a result of a professional interview he had with the woman in 2015. In a statement made available to the boss, Momodu lashed out members of the group, accusing them of failing to achieve anything in any field of endeavor. He said, "Please show me one of them who can be described as accomplished in any field of human endeavor," Momodu queried. He said the Buhari Media Organization is an association of media vultures. My attention has been drawn to a release by a group that calls itself the Buhari Media Organization, calling me a lackey of former Minister of Petroleum, Mrs. Diziani ANGRILY. Ever since I interviewed the embattled woman about 5 years ago, they have been angry and throwing tantrums like babies deprived of lollipops. But my question is, who are those calling anyone a lackey? These are shameless vultures who, out of joblessness, turn themselves into attack dogs. Please show me one of them who can be described as accomplished in any field of human endeavor. Nigeria is the only country where government wastes scarce resources on parasites who can't even defend their own existence, talk less of a president. What is there to defend in a government that promises so much but delivers so little? I wonder why they blame everyone for their failure and frustrations. I did my job professionally and ethically by interviewing Mrs. ANGRILY. I stand by my story that she was nursing cancer. They claimed it was false, yet President Muhammadu Buhari had an undisclosed ailment that kept him away in London for months and got healed and returned to Nigeria by the mercy of Almighty God. If Buhari can recover, who says Mrs. ANGRILY cannot enjoy the same privilege? Or was his sickness or return was fake? But it is in the nature of vultures to run around scavenging for dead bodies. Are these parasitic elements not tired of the surfeit of dead bodies that litter everywhere in Nigeria today? Only vultures take pride and delight in death. Let's now come to the issue of Mrs. ANGRILY. I'm too hardworking to be lucky anybody. I do my job well and assiduously to live on my sweat. I interviewed the former minister and reported our encounter verbatim. There was nothing in the story I passed judgment for or against her. They said the story was written to attract pity for her. Should I have written she did not have cancer when I had copious evidence that backed her claims? And even if she lied by claiming to have cancer, my job as a reporter was to record and report what she told me, since journalists have no means of testing anyone. I'm not the reason the Buhari government has not prosecuted the woman in over 5 years, while they engaged in media lynching and served their campaigns of calumny against every imaginary enemy. They studiously ignore the massive and unprecedented corruption in their own backyard. I remain resolute in doing my job and dictated by the best tenets of journalism. No government will tell me who to interview or not. Finally, I continue to do my job of promoting free speech for every Nigerian and providing alternative and uncommon information for my readers using my extensive networks and access to newsmakers. I will never be bullied by some supposed journalists without jobs. Chief Dele MOMODU. Okay. I think the language of Dele MOMODU is changing. From my own observation, it's been tilting here and there. But now, because they have hit him now, I think he can now understand better those who are always saying, oh, these Buhari supporters, they think somehow. There's a way people do describe them. But now it has really hit him, and now that see what he was talking, and in one way or the other, it's even giving it back even to the president himself. Is bringing all of them together, but he's just trying to be careful in his words. He's trying to choose his words, but you could see and you could hear, for those who can use their inner mind to hear some things, and they will be able to know what he's trying to say, because the guy, from what he said, is really really angry, and he has given it back to them, because that he should point to any of them that can you can even say, oh yes, they have done meaningful things to themselves, and that is how they go all the places. Don't forget that we've read that some of them were giving money to just be going on social media to be doing all manner of things, but the more they do it, the more they embarrass themselves. It's just like trying to cover yourself, and meanwhile all your whatever is outside, everybody is saying it, and that is how they are going to be defending. And I think their leader, one of their leaders, is a Femi Adesina. That is the way they will just be defending. Even when you see something straight, people will tell you, oh, he's trying to defend his pocket, he's trying to defend his job. That is why most of the things that are really not even making sense, they will defend it, and they cannot even resign. That is even the worst part of it. That means, for the fact that they cannot resign, that means they don't have integrity. I'm talking of even Femi Adesina. They don't have integrity. They prefer their own job. Because if you believe in what is happening and you continue to defend it, if you don't believe in it, of course, you will just like, oh, I really want to excuse myself. And that is what we are seeing in most of all those people who are supporting them. The way they reason is something else. The same government that came on the mantra of change, that what we were experiencing was not it. Okay, you came on the mantra of change, that you want to change the narratives. All of a sudden, they came back and begin to do worse things. Even what they were accusing other people of doing, or the previous government of doing. Then if you now put it before them, they will not tell you, is it today that they have started? The PDP started it. And you just be imagining. So the PDP started it, and that's why I always say they would have remained with PDP and let us know that this is what we want to be going with. They will not tell you PDP started it. Then you have to, and you said you are about to bring change, and you are doing worse things. So is there any sense in all of those things? There's no sense. And I'm sure they have hit this man, because even Dele MOMODU has been trying to, neither here nor there, always on the fence. But now he has hitting them so hard that they should not tell us whether Buhari's recovery is fake as well, because they believe that the woman cannot get recovered. And because they throw it at him, and you could hear all that he said out of anger, and he gave it to them, that they are just like vultures. So I don't think there's more to be said again concerning that. So guys, I don't know what you think. Let's hear your opinion concerning what Dele MOMODU said, and he called them vultures. Leave your comments below and let's have your take.